everybody for tuning in. Today we are going to do a one month review on the TRX. Truck has been really great. In this video I want to cover some of the drive modes, some of the features, you know, some of the things that you set up and the differences in them, and kind of where I landed on this truck. Everybody's will be different, I'm sure, but for my daily driving, just how I've kind of set everything up. And if you notice from my channel, you know that I've bought a lot of 5th gen Rams. We've had the 2019 Hemi, we've had the 2020 Eco Diesel, we have the 2019 2500 Mega Cab, and we've had the 2021 Limited 5.7 E-Torque, and then now we're in the 2021 Ram 1500 TRX. Guys, this truck is luxurious. It is probably the nicest truck I've been in. It feels good. The suede on it feels really nice. The seats have a little more bolster than my Limiteds. I've noticed that on the sides. But overall, the driving and the handling is really great. You know, the miles per gallon, that's not something that you want to pay much attention to. I probably get about 220 to 240 miles to a tank, and I'm driving it. You know, I'm going down the highway right now at 76, 78 miles an hour, and I probably do 50% highway versus 50% city. So the city driving is pretty terrible. It puts a big dip in the fuel mileage, and then also when I drop kids off at school, it does some idling in the car line, stuff like that. So it uses a little bit of gas in those things. So if you just took this thing out on the highway, I have no doubt you could probably get 13, 14 miles a gallon if you drive at 70 miles an hour. But if you're going to drive 75 to 80, you know, on the highway on a road trip, just straight out, I mean, I would think this one's probably going to get about 12 and a half to 13. City driving, it's going to be 9, 8.5 to 9, roughly, is what I've been seeing. I think for the total 2,800 miles on this truck, I've averaged about 7.8, which is pretty fair considering I drive it. You know, I don't really baby it a lot. I actually run it. So, but the features in it, the screen, the Harman Kardon sound system, you know, everything that we've had in the other trucks, pretty impressive. I've even got a video on the trailer backup steering, and I know, you know, I've backed trailers for years. Everybody says, oh, I don't need that feature. Guys, you want to back a trailer alone, you back a trailer half a mile with this thing with no effort. I mean, you turn that feature on, you don't have to put any stickers on the trailer. It's just amazing. I know Ford offers that too, but you have to put the little stickers on the tongue of the trailer. This one, you just push it in. Once you're making a left and right turn, it calibrates and you'll get the length in your dash. Once you get that, you can turn this thing on and just back straight up. And I mean, it will keep the truck perfectly straight. You just turn that knob with which way you want the trailer to go. So it's a nice feature for what it is. I kind of enjoy it. It may help the wife put the boat in at the boat dock for me, so I don't have to back it in. So, feature worth having for me. Also want to go over the Rev Match. You know, a lot of people ask if this truck does have Rev Match, which it does. I'm going to give you an example of that. We'll turn the camera around here in a minute, kind of show you some of those features. I'm driving down the highway right now, about 78 miles an hour. There's very little road noise in this truck. I am running the Nitto Ridge grapplers. I'm not running the factory tires, so they're a little bit noisier, and I am running the 22-inch wheels. I still have my factory bead locks in the garage. I can bolt those on in about 20 minutes. Not a problem if I ever want to run those. I really didn't notice a lot of ride difference between the 18 to 22s. I thought it would be significant, but it really wasn't. I know that my wheels and tires are a little bit heavier than those, probably by about, I would say 15 pounds a piece at least, but it didn't make that much noticeable difference to the truck on the daily driving. So this featured lane keep assist, just like the other generations. I've got more videos on this, but I'm going to quick show it on this one. basically, let me move over in the right lane. We'll set the adaptive cruise, and this adaptive cruise is full stop, so if there's somebody in front of you, the truck will fully come to a stop if they stop in front of you. Just kind of show you the lane keep assist and how it works. I'm not touching the wheel. You can see it's correcting it. It's pushing it back over. It'll catch the other side. See, it catches it, pulls it back over, but then it'll start going back and forth on you a little bit. So it's a nice reminder, but it's definitely not going to drive itself. And then if you try to move lanes without the blinker, you'll feel that resistance pushing you back into the other lane. But with the 35s, I thought it would be a little less strong than it was with like just the limiteds with the smaller tires on it. And it seems like they upped the strength on it a little bit to compensate for the 35s, because it's got just as much push as, you know, a factory truck with a 265 or 275. So okay, so real quick, we'll go through some of these settings, my general driving them. I haven't used the mud sand or the rock very much. I have used the Baja. The Baja does really good. Like the transmission just is a little bit more aggressive than sport mode, I would guess. It holds gears a little bit longer than sport does. Really like the Baja. If you're going down a really bumpy road, you know, you can grab it. It's gonna run high RPM in Baja. Auto works really good, and if you go down here to auto setup, you can see that right there. You can actually change your auto setup to what you want. This is pretty much my everyday driving. Transmission's in street, paddles are on, the stability's in street, the suspension is in Baja, and the steering is in street. You know, up to 75 miles an hour, Baja's really nice because it gives you the softest ride. You know, if you're gonna get up above 75, 80 on the highway, definitely would switch that. I really like it more in the sport, which sport stiffens the steering up and it stiffens the suspension up. And I like the shifting in sports, but you're really not going to get any mileage in sport. Not that we're trying to get mileage, but if you want a little bit better than what you're averaging. When you come over here, you can click that button. It does pull it up, but you never really have to wait on the screen, because sometimes when you push this TRX button, the screen will be booting or it'll take some time. You can actually go over here, if you look right by park, you can hit mud sand, so you can just scroll through them without waiting, which is nice. So you just need tow mode, you hit it, you don't have to worry about what's on the screen. And you go back over here, we'll go back to auto, and then you can see my suspension actually stays in Baja. And that's every time I start the truck up, that's where it starts up at. Overall, works very well. Screens work very well. Your axle lock here, if you push that, you can see it says rear axle locked. Turn it off. Same way, you're always in 4 auto, 4 high and 4 low, standard deal there. Shift to neutral, you can go to 4 low. Here is your traction control, and this is your cruise control for 4 low. So you can actually set the speed you want the truck to go to. And then of course, you know, the launch control, you can hit launch. It tells you all the features that have to be, steering wheel has to be straight. You have to be in drive, everything that's red says you apply brake pressure, and kind of walk you through the steps. You can set the RPM on the screen. Anyway, so that's launch mode. The digital rearview mirror, it's on or it's off. If you flip it down, it's a standard mirror. Everything's pretty standard. I've got videos on all that and the setup for the heads-up display, which you can kind of see right there. All that is in the screen. It's integrated in my other videos if you want to go to those and go check those out. Would like to thank everybody for watching the video today. Hope I've answered some of your questions. I guess the only thing I didn't cover was Rev Match. And what you'll notice is if you're driving this truck and you actually go to do the paddles, it won't let you shift above 2. It actually will keep you kind of within the range that you need to be in, and it'll let you downshift. But on your downshifts, what I mean by Rev Match is the ECM actually speeds the engine up to the throttle if you do a downshift. So it's not like you're going to feel a pull forward, or it's going to feel like a braking motion at all. So when you downshift with the paddle, you'll see it'll rev the engine up to 4 grand, and it'll just nicely, I mean, it sets perfect, so you don't feel any transition hardly when you're downshifting. So I guess that's about it for the video today. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button down the bottom right hand corner. And if you've got any questions about the TRX, anything like that, please drop it in the comments below. I'll try to get those answered. Y'all have a good one. Thanks again.